Every day, the residents and businesses of Lautoka City in Fiji generate nearly 50 tons of waste. This waste is dumped at the Vunato dump site, just outside the city. The nearby town of Nadi has no dump site, yet its residents and businesses generate over 22 tons of waste every day. This waste must also be dumped at the Vunato waste site, with high transport costs from Nadi town. At the present rate, by 2017, the waste build-up at Vunato will increase by 400,000 cubic meters, increasing the height of rubbish by more than 2 meters. In 2008, the government of Japan, through its Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, agreed to help these communities address their waste problem.
We conducted several surveys on waste generated in Lautoka and Nadi. And now we should know that almost 70% of the waste is organic waste. So to minimize the waste, we have to reduce the organic waste.
The result of the study was the creation of the 3 Rs project, a 6-month pilot project to work with local communities. 3 Rs means to reduce, reuse and recycle waste. In this way, the Vunato site's exponential growth could be controlled and the communities could reuse some of their waste to help themselves.
This pilot project will extend the first 6 months, and we see the result. Now, we are kind of leading the community with our technical expert team, but in near futures, we'd like to give that kind of leading role to the communities.
Reducing waste at the dump site meant that the amount of waste taken to the dump site had to reduce first.
I'm thinking to minimize the waste from the discharge point at the beginning. That includes the home composting, recyclable waste separation, and we will establish the collection system of the recyclables.
The 3R pilot project began by getting the involvement of the community. Meetings were set up where members of the Nadi and Lautoka city councils worked closely with JICA experts and community leaders to examine the situation. The result was the creation of 2 pilot projects in these communities. Fiji communities can be divided into 2 main types: those with traditional Fijian village structures and those with mixed races in the urban areas. Matavoli community, which has a traditional Fijian village structure, was chosen for the pilot project as the Nadi community. Field 40 in Lautoka, an urban community with mixed races, was chosen as the Lautoka community.
The town council is involved in terms of implementing the project. We choose the area in the town within our town boundary, and I have been chosen as one of the project manager for this project. Community involvement from the beginning to the end is very important for us. They are part and parcel of this project. They should be included and they should be addressed from the beginning in the process.
Matavoli community became involved in the 3R project first through community meetings. The city and town councils met with members of both communities to explain the project and get their commitment to be involved.
We've held meetings, pocket meetings here and there, and I think everybody's looking forward to it, to keep our environment clean.
As expected, the community committee in Field 40 had more challenges. This was due to the fact that the community is more urban and ethnically diverse.
At the moment when we go and tell people that what is recycle, what is decomposting, I think people do not understand. It will be very beneficial to the community, provided the people get together.
Thank you very much.
To give the community more ownership of the pilot project, a local competition was held to design a logo and slogan to brand the project.
Hard time to choose the winner because All works were really good.
The winning designs were then imprinted on t-shirts, banners, and even the local recycling trucks. The communities identified 3 areas where the pilot project could help reduce waste. One was the promotion of home composting. Second was the promotion of market composting. Another was the separate collection service of recyclables. Finally, the recycling of green waste, mainly through wood chipping, was introduced in Lautoka. The launch of the pilot project in Matavoli was led off by the very popular Fiji police marching band. The whole community became involved in the project launch. The project was officially opened by Colonel Samuela Saumatua, the Minister for Local Government.
Littering or improper rubbish disposal has been a problem for the past 2 decades. It has been a single most pressing issue that needs immediate actions around the world.
Mr. Juichiro Sasaki, the chief representative of the JICA Fiji office, then stressed the importance of the project to the communities of Fiji.
As you know, from the result of the survey carried out by the said JICA Fiji project, the result shows that over 70% of the waste generated in Nadi can be reduced through composting activity. I do hope that our current activities here in Matavoli will be the model to be utilized not only nationwide, but also in other Pacific Island countries.
The project was also launched at Field 40 in Lautoka with both national involvement and addresses by city and community leaders.
Waste management problem is all throughout the world, and our country or city is no exception. One way or the other, authorities are trying its level best to encounter waste management problems and reduce environmental impacts in order to promote waste minimization and recycling efforts, and furthermore, reduce the cost of collection and transport, extending the life of current disposal sites, and improving capabilities to conduct sanitary landfill practices.
We are dealing with a common problem. Common in the fact that litter and waste are things that we encounter on a daily basis.
To further assist with improvements in waste management, JICA also donated a weigh station for the Vanuatu rubbish dump. This station was officially opened at the same time as the 3R project to work hand in hand with the waste minimization project. All vehicles that want to dump at the site will be weighed to determine how much they must pay for their load. This income will then help with the upkeep and green waste composting efforts at the site. One of the most important components of the pilot project is home composting. In both pilot communities, residents had been given large composting bins and educated on how to use them for composting. In Matavoli, the Nadi Town Council members visit a number of homes to monitor the use of bins and advise the homeowners on their use of the compost material.
So we don't need to come back to you for...
We don't have to buy bokashi all the
bokashi
time.
like you gave us the first time.
Yes.
And you don't put all this in the rubbish bin. Rubbish bin a bit empty.
Yeah, okay.
The story in Field 40 was similar, the residents actively using the composting bins and recognizing the bin's value in waste reduction.
All the papers and some other things.
How about the weight of your garbage bin now?
Oh, it's very light.
43 degrees.
Reduces the rubbish, yeah? And it's easy.
At Lautoka Market, the market vendors had previously created a large amount of green waste that was hauled to the dump site. Under the pilot project, though, that all changed.
76% of the waste generated in Lautoka city
is organic waste. And by organic waste, we mean this waste can be put to good use by composting. So that is why we are targeting our municipal market here in Lautoka, to trying to reduce this organic waste mixing with the normal waste. We want to separate it and make a good use of this green waste.
Firstly, what we did was awareness, going to each vendors and telling them about how to put the refuse into bins, the separation of refuse, the vegetables and the non-perishable items, plastics, Coca-Cola cans. Those are to be disposed of in another bin.
As part of the project, market vendors began to put their green waste into special bins. These bins are then collected and the contents are transferred to a green waste truck provided by the council by JICA. The green waste is then taken to the Vonato dump site outside Lautoka and put into special plots that will later be turned into a rich compost to be sold to the community or used in community projects.
This place is known as the compost facility. This is where we're going to do a composting of all the organic waste. The whole process will take about 4 months to complete. So after 4 months, we're going to pack it into the bags, and then we're expecting to sell it at a very subsidized rate to our ratepayers and the interested citizens of Lautoka City to apply on their backyard gardening, on flower gardens.
Today is a recyclable collection day, therefore we request all the residents to place the recyclable materials on the roadside now. If you lost your...
A separate collection service for recyclables was initiated in both Matavolivoli and Field 40. In Matavolivoli, members of the community participated by bringing their recyclable waste in special project recycling bags. The community had already been briefed that their bottles and cans had to be cleaned before collection. In Field 40, the collection service was again well supported by the community. The recyclable materials are then taken to Waste Recyclers, a company in Lautoka. They purchase the waste materials from the council, compact the metal waste, and export it overseas for recycling.
A lot has been said in the past where these things were going to be taken away, but it never actually eventuated, and finally we're seeing some positive response. I think public awareness is the most important thing, but eventually I think people will start taking it more seriously.
The recycling of green waste was the fourth component of the pilot project. A wood chipper is used by the Lautoka City Council to make wood chips from green waste in the city's parks. The resulting chips can then be used by the council as mulching material in the city's gardens, used as covering materials at the dump site, or sold to the Fiji Sugar Commission to be used as fuel for the boilers. Early indications of the 3-hour project are that it is proving to be a success. Even in its early stages, the participation of Matavolivoli community was 70%, with many families regularly turning up with their collection bags. Members of both pilot communities are more aware of the importance of recycling, although they still need occasional reminders to clean the bottles and cans before collection.
They didn't clean it properly. They're supposed to wash it off. And most of them are still wet, so we are rejecting this. By the way, we are carrying out our collections every week. We see that people have adapted to, like apart from their garbage collection service, recycling is part of their norm now. Whether the number is less or more, recycling is going on. So that's a good thing about the project since it's done.
Community members are also recognizing the benefits for composting, using the compost to fertilize their flower and food gardens.
Before we used to put the kitchen waste in our garbage bin, and now we're putting in the composter so we can get some manure for my rose garden and my zebras.
The progress at Lautoka Market has also shown marked signs of improvement.
We've seen that there is only little percentage of the waste that is not green waste in the green bins. So that indicates that our market vendors have been playing their part, playing their role in doing the separation of the organic waste.
The composting project at the Vanuatu dump site also seems to be making progress. The green waste from the market is being developed into a rich compost mixture that will eventually be taken out of the dump for use in home gardens. In July 2010, the pilot project for separate collection service for recyclables expanded to include the commercial area of Namaka in Nadi. As with the residential areas, project staff first met with businesses in the project area to explain the project and encourage everyone's involvement. A 3-block area in the middle of Namaka contained 84 businesses, all of whom would participate in the pilot project. The collection service commenced on 8th July with 15.5% of the businesses participating.
25 of them participated out of 84.
Once again, the project officers had to remind some of the businesses about cleaning the recyclables first and leaving them out in the recycling sacks that had been distributed. After a series of awareness activities, the participation rate has gradually increased to around 40 to 50%. The collection of recyclables was substantial and is already making progress towards minimizing the volume of waste in the area that must be taken to the dump. The 3-hour project is a small start for a big problem: the reduction of waste in the communities of Lautoka and Nadi. But with the active participation of the 3 pilot communities, the partnership of the town and city councils, and the support and expertise of JICA, the future of the 3-hour project looks very positive.
Whatever response we got from the people, definitely people are for the project, and in the long term, our area will be greener and cleaner.
They will carry this through, their children and their children and their children, and the long-term benefit is not only for Matavoli, it's for the whole country.
And we can learn from that, and from whatever lessons we can learn, and as we try to replicate this program elsewhere in other communities or in other towns, hopefully we can improve on that.
If it's going okay, so we'd like to also apply this kind of experience and the knowledge gain to the other Pacific Island countries like Samoa, Tonga, Vanuatu, like that.